Dear students, welcome to International Business course, the last chapter, the sixth chapter, International Marketing and Production video. As you know, we have covered like five chapters, and this is going to be the last one. And for the final exam, you will be responsible from all of these chapters. So we start with globalization and international business, integrative issues and international business, and entry modes in international business. And in the fourth chapter, we focused on strategy and organization in international business settings. And then we look at international human resource management. Now we are going to look at production and marketing from an international perspective. Let's see what we have in this chapter. After completing this chapter, you will be able to explain international marketing environment, and you will be able to explain market selection strategies and explain international marketing mix decisions. Here we have three issues to cover: international marketing environment, strategies, and international marketing mix decisions. First, international marketing practice have a significant role in the formation of global markets and consumer cultures. Globalization establishes an interaction and integration in the transnational production networks in which products and brands are created and exchanged through marketing practices. So, what is international marketing? International marketing is the marketing of goods, services, and information across political boundaries by using marketing elements like planning, promotion, pricing, and distributing and supporting the products in order to satisfy the needs of the foreign markets better than the competitors. And in this case, we have in the international marketing, we have two different scenarios, like two different tendencies. So the first group of tendencies towards standardization, globalization, and global integration, and on the other hand we have adaptation, localization, and global responsiveness. These two opposing forces are creating how we should act in international marketing environment. An international marketing environment is composed of, in this chapter, we look at the issues of the socio-cultural environment, the economic environment, and the political legal environment. Of course, the principles of marketing that have been generated for developed nations and that have mainly adopted in the American world are utilized in many local contexts as if they were universal. However, the institutional formations and the cultural foundations of local contexts are influential in constituting the local marketing activities. So we have, as I said before, two opposing forces: globalization and localization. International marketing and consumer researchers have pointed out that a contextually grounded work to advance the understanding of local context and market is necessary to understand the international environments better and to develop locally informed strategies. You may also recall this discussion from the first chapter, in which we look at the international business and globalization. But here in this chapter, the economic environment will be described in relation to its effects on international marketing activities. So, international marketers need to recognize what type of economic system dominates the potential market to enter. Market capitalism, central plant socialism, or central plant capitalism, and market socialism are the four traditionally defined economic systems. So, the marketers should be aware of which systems, because the dynamics of each system will be different for the marketing strategies. Basic aspects of political and legal environment should also be taken into consideration, and the marketers should be familiar with what type of political and legal environment does the target market has, and an international marketer has to consider the political and legal environments both in the home and foreign countries as well. So in the international marketing strategy debate, we are going to look at the segmentation strategy, targeting strategy, and positioning strategy. So environmental factors, the economy, sociocultural factors, and also the political legal factors were important. Now we should turn our discussion to the marketing strategies. International market selection depends on the size of the company in terms of segmentation strategy. Since small and medium-sized enterprises have limited financial and human resources, collecting and analyzing information about international markets in order to decide which market to operate is complex. Therefore, selecting the markets with low psychic, cultural, and geographic distance is recommended for SMEs, small and medium-sized enterprises. And on the other hand, a framework for the market selection process for large-scale enterprises. In order to identify which market to target, the first step is to segment the international markets. International market segmentation is an informed form of an analysis of two groups of knowledge, the firm and the environment. So you need to look at the firm and the environment. The marketer checks first the firm's resources are available for sustaining marketing activities abroad, if the firm has experience in internationalization, and the third, if the firm has experience on the type of industry, and the fourth, if the term aim to firm if the aim of the firm is internationalization, and the fifth is if there are any existing networks that constitute a strength for the company. In order to choose the target market or the markets, the manager needs to check the current segment size and its growth potential. The size of the segment may be significant, but it may have reached the saturation level and may not have even a growth potential. Then there's no need to choose this segment as a target market, because the possibility to sustain profitability will be a problem in this type of scenario. Positioning is a strategy which aims to differentiate the brand in the consumer's mind from the competitor's brand in terms of the attributes and benefits offered by the brand. So having this in mind, another important consideration for marketers is the scale of the market that they need to operate in the global cultural economy. There can be three alternatives: so global consumer culture, foreign consumer culture, and local consumer cultures. These three different alternatives should be taken into consideration before formulating any marketing strategy. And international marketing mix decision. A marketing mix decision, as you know from your marketing courses, is made up of 4 P's. We call is the product, price, placement, promotion, and the developing an international marketing strategy consists of the identification of the segments, making a selection among these segments to determine the target market to operate, defining the positioning of the market or the product or the brand in this consumer mind. The marketing mix elements then, namely, as you see in the slide, product, price, placement, and promotion, is used to implement the strategies to create value for the global and international markets and capture value from them in return. Let's see how each of them can be used in international settings. First, the product. The product is defined as anything that can be offered to a market for attention, acquisition, use, or consumption that might satisfy a want or need. Marketers extend or adapt current products or create novel products for international or global markets. To choose one of these options, an international marketer needs to look at 2 essential elements of the marketing mix together. It's a product or communication. On the other hand, what about price? So that's the part of the marketing mix element that generates money. Price is the only element of the marketing mix that creates revenues. So international pricing is more complicated than pricing in domestic markets due to a variety of external factors such as changes in exchange rates, increasing inflation levels, use of alternative payment methods such as barter or easing, or government influences such as tariffs, quotas, or regulation on pricing. And the next marketing mix element that we are going to look is placement. Placement is about distribution. Distribution is a process which involves the physical handling of and transfer of goods, change in the ownership of goods among the producers, the middleman, the buyer, and negotiations and agreements among these actors, where we should take into consideration if we are talking about distribution or in marketing mix placement. This process takes place in both an home and foreign country, and while deciding on the foreign distribution channels, an international marketer needs to consider 9 criteria: consumers and their characteristics, culture, the character of the channel, necessary capital, cost, competition, coverage, continuity, and control. And what about promotion or marketing communication? In the marketing communication, in the international marketing, products and brand related messages are communicated to buyers in order to provide information for purchasing decisions. In the domestic marketing context, the sender starts by encoding the message and then transfers it to the receiver through a channel, and lastly the message is interpreted by the receiver. Here the sender and the receiver are in the same context. The basic model of communication process explain any communication mix elements such as advertising, public relations, sales promotion, direct or internet marketing, personal selling, and packaging. But the effective communication in internet markets delineated the factors influencing the communication situation in the foreign markets. This model differs from original communication model in the sense that there are two contexts belonging to home and foreign country. In the first, the sender and receiver at the same place, but in the international marketing mix, the sender and receiver in different places, thus making it not easy to understand, and the noise is inevitable in the marketing mix. So that's the end of chapter 6. You can access more learning material from Anadolu University's learning management system called E-Kampüs. Don't forget to read the chapter from your textbook. Your responsibility is from your textbook. Good luck with your studies.